Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on X. Today, we are breaking down my top 10 offensive linemen in the 2025 NFL Draft. Guys, if you love the draft and you want more draft content, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go! Alright guys, not gonna lie, the offensive line group isn't the greatest in 2025. Leading off, number 10, interior offensive lineman Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State. Donovan Jackson is a 3-year starter at left guard with a well-rounded, muscular, and lean build with good arm length, solid athletic ability, and play strength. Jackson is best as a downhill run blocker and is one of the most powerful blockers in his class. He brings a physical presence and has the necessary build, raw strength, and enough movement skills to be a big-time starter at the next level from day one. Donovan Jackson is a big name with insane tools that hasn't had matching production. The lack of technical development regarding his footwork and hand placement has caused some concern, but he's got all the tools to be a capable NFL starter with a day 2 grade. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 9 in my rankings is interior offensive lineman Zabel out of North Dakota State. Zabel has the goods. He's an old school grinder up front who plays the game with the needed edge to be an asset along the offensive line. That said, he pushes the envelope and will need refinement to properly apply his gifts as an NFL starter. This is a guy who is constantly turning his feet and never seems to play top heavy despite his plus size. Negative wise, he has been called for more penalties than you'd like to see, including 8 in 2023 and 6 in 2024. His positional versatility as a player who has started both guard and tackle spots is a nice plus for finding an NFL home. He projects best to an inside zone blocking scheme, but I could foresee him being a valuable asset for any scheme. Overall, Zabel shows starter level physical tools, with center likely being his best place to start at the next level, and I've got a day 2 grade on him. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 8 in my rankings is interior offensive lineman Wyatt Milum out of West Virginia. Wyatt Milum, with nearly 3,000 snaps to his name, has taken one inside at guard as a freshman in 2021. This is a nasty finisher in the run game who brings a great attitude to the front, but there's fine print. He's reportedly sporting 32-inch arms, which could be a non-starter for some teams at tackle. His lack of length shows up with how he sustains blocks and speed rushers have tested his edges and forced him to recovery mode in protection as a result. He appears to be a good athlete, but to survive on the edge with a limited reach and influence, he needs to be a great athlete. Milum projects most favorably at the NFL level as a conversion to guard. His lack of foot speed and length can be better protected on the interior, where he'll have bumpers to keep him playing in closer quarters. Right now, I view Milum as a potential starting guard with emergency tackle flexibility with a day 2 grade. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 7 in my rankings is offensive tackle Cameron Williams out of Texas. If you build a custom Madden player and maxed out their traits, it may look a lot like Cameron Williams. The best case for Williams playing tackle is that he's still so raw as effectively as a 1-year starter, so who knows how high the ceiling goes. He's got all the length needed to play on the edge, but still appears to need a lot of work. The first thing you note about Cameron Williams is the unteachable tools. This is a massive human being with great length and ample power at his disposal. As of right now, Cameron Williams' best ability is swallowing defenders in close quarters and simply overwhelming them with his length and strength. Positioning him for similar opportunities at the pro level would probably be wise, especially early in his career as he continues to allocate more snaps. While most of his off-the-charts tools project him on the outside later on, I still think he projects cleaner inside, and I've got a high day 2 grade on him. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 6 in my rankings is interior offensive lineman Tate Ratledge out of Georgia. Tate Ratledge is a high floor, well-balanced prospect, but master of none type of guy. As a run blocker, Ratledge shows plenty of push and fluidity. He's got effective quickness and balance when disengaging from double teams and greeting second-level defenders trying to step into the line of scrimmage and plug the run. The biggest questions Tate Ratledge faces are less about his physical ability. His injury background has resulted in missed time twice in 4 seasons with lower body injuries. He also plays exclusively on the interior, capping his ceiling just a little bit. I think Tate Ratledge is one of those quality prospects who doesn't have elite measurables and somewhat flies a little bit under the radar. Right now, I've got a high 2 grade on Tate Ratledge. Let's watch some highlights. All right, coming in number 5 in my rankings is interior offensive lineman. Yes, interior offensive lineman Will Campbell out of LSU. Will Campbell has played more than 2,500 snaps at LSU as a 3-year starter, and none of them have come anywhere other than tackle. However, when you observe Campbell's profile, you notice that his foot speed and functional length linger as a questionable projection. Campbell's athleticism and length are enough to play tackle in the pros, but for a player who shines in close quarters with brute strength, a future inside at guard should be considered a better home for him to maximize what he does best. Campbell has great explosiveness in linear opportunities and really good strength, but lacks the length and agility you're seeking in protection on the edge. It'll be interesting to see how he does in the short shuttle during the upcoming draft process. Right now though, I've got a high day 2 grade on Will Campbell. Personally, I'm not as high on Campbell as most. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 4 in my rankings is interior offensive lineman Armand Membou out of Missouri. Armand Membou is a point of attack winner with plus body control, flexibility, and light feet. He does his best working in close quarters. His biggest area of growth is his handwork and technique that sometimes leaves him vulnerable on the outside and forces him to lean and overextend. Membou is a member of Bruce Feldman's annual Freaks list, so don't be surprised if he tests out extremely well and is a big-time riser. As of right now, Armand Membou feels like a big-time talent at guard and a developmental starter at tackle down the road. Regardless of position, I think he's got considerable upside with an early day 2 grade. Let's watch some highlights. All right, let's talk top 3. Leading off, number 3, interior offensive lineman Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Tyler Booker is a massive offensive lineman who packs a ton of power and physicality at the point of attack. If you're a team looking for a tone setter in the trenches, this is your guy. Tyler Booker has shown the ability to play on the outside, but I like him better on the inside as a guy who can swallow up defenders at the point of attack. Tyler Booker projects as an NFL starter for teams looking to create vertical movement in the run game. Booker's athleticism doesn't make him a universal player, but his length, power, and hand strength to sustain blocks at the fringes of his wingspan afford him a floor in pass protection that should get him on the field and see action early on. Despite his experience of intermittently playing at tackle, he should be considered a guard exclusive talent in the pros, and I've got a round 1 grade on him. Let's watch some highlights. All right, guys, coming in number 2 in my rankings is offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. Kelvin Banks has some of the best handwork in the entire draft. Banks has played more than 2,600 snaps at left tackle, and his hand usage is as polished as any offensive lineman in this class. He's good at using his flashbait technique, where he flashes his outside hand to draw out the pass rusher's move before retracting it and causing the move to miss. Banks' rare patience and pass protection allows him to protect the corner consistently despite average range. He's been one of the most reliable pass blockers in college football, allowing only 8 pressures on 450 pass blocking snaps. The biggest question mark for Kelvin Banks revolves around some technical flaws, including his tendency to lean once engaged with blockers. Right now, I've got a firm round 1 grade on Kelvin Banks Jr. Let's watch some highlights. All right, guys, we made it. Number 1, offensive tackle Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. Josh Simmons has some of the best footwork and range of any prospect at his position. When it comes to pocket range, footwork, and technique, Josh Simmons is the complete package. He has explosive pass sets and light feet to slide up the edge with speed rushers. His recovery range allows him to take deep sets but still neutralize inside counters. Last year, his footwork was a little bit frantic and a little bit unbalanced, but he significantly improved in this area this season. Simmons enjoyed an explosive coming out party in the first half of 2024 before a season-ending injury cut his time in Columbus short. The good news, if you're projecting him forward, this is a pure left tackle, and there aren't a lot of them in the 2025 draft. The foot speed, pass set variety, and mirror skills are all tailor-made for playing on the edge. Right now, I've got a firm round 1 grade on Josh Simmons. Let's watch some highlights. All right, guys, those are my top 10 offensive linemen in the 2025 NFL Draft. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Who did I leave out? Who are your top and favorite offensive linemen in the draft? Let me know down in that comment section below. For everything draft, please give me a follow on X at Mr. Crockpot. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay awesome.